with Terry Lynn. The game is on, OSU versus Nebraska. So I've got a bunch of treats to cook up before halftime when my husband really gets hungry. We've got the big O for good luck. I'm going to put it right in front of the TV set. All right then, let's get started. We got a lot to cook up.
Catch by Isaiah Neer, and Raiola really putting that ball in the... Did he secure that one through?
Go Buckeyes! I'm going to start out with sweet potato hash brown casserole. This is shredded sweet potatoes. These sweet potatoes came from the garden. And we use, I'm making a soup, a cream soup with chicken flavor that goes with that. And we use cheese. I'm going to mix these two cheeses shredded together for the topping. Let's get started. All right, I'm chopping up some onions and leeks to go in the soup, to flavor the soup, which will be the base for the hash brown casserole. Okay, you need 4 tablespoons of margarine or butter, and turn on your burner. Have a whisk nearby, but I'm going to start out with the spoon and just break down the margarine or butter, whichever you're using. And then we'll put our chopped onions and or leeks or scallions. Put them in the pan. Just cook them along with the butter or margarine. Okay, you can use olive oil in place of butter or margarine also, which was my original plan. But then since this is a cream soup, I decided butter would be better, the taste of butter at least, through margarine. My husband likes that a lot, I know. Okay, after your butter is melted down with the onion and cooked with the onion, you start adding your flour for the roux and put your burner on low. 4 tablespoons. 2, 3, and a 4. There we go. And begin whisking. And that is your roux. It looks doughy, but delicious. And keep your burner on low. And we're going to start adding the water. We're going to put the chicken bouillon with the water. Just a moment. Okay, 4 cups of water and 4 teaspoons of powdered chicken broth. If you do bouillons, you got to boil the water ahead of time so the bouillon cubes will cook. Give that a stir. Mix it all together. I'm going to pour it into the pan with the roux. Okay, begin pouring slowly and then whisking. It's a lot of whisking, but it's fun. I enjoy making soup. So much healthier than canned soup. Just keep all the pantry items that you need to make soup on hand, and bouillon is one of them, or chicken broth. I'm going to mix in some more water. Some more broth, and just start cooking away. And it will thicken as it cooks. Now you turn your flame up as high as it will go until it really starts to cook. And it will thicken. Don't add all your broth at once, just a little bit at a time. Okay, when it begins to boil, turn it down. Turn your flame down to low. And this has thickened quite a bit. And by the way, your whisk, do not keep it in the pan. It will get hot and it will burn your hand. It will be hot on your hands. That's uncomfortable. So always have a spoon rest nearby to keep the whisk on, to protect your hands. You may not need all of the chicken broth. You may only need 3 cups or 2 cups or 2.5 cups, but keep it on hand in case when you're mixing everything together, you feel you need more liquid when you go to bake it in the oven. Right now we're going to use sour cream and milk in the soup. Okay, add just a little bit of milk, not too much now, maybe half a cup, and a little bit of sour cream. You just grab a spoon, maybe a couple tablespoons. And stir it together. You don't have to whisk at this point, really. You can just stir it together. And I'll show you what it looks like in a moment. Here's what the soup looks like. It's nice and thick. If you have any lumps, go ahead and reuse your whisk. And I did use it at one point. Some of the sour cream had clumped up. This looks good. I'm going to see what all I need to add to this taste-wise. We're going to do a taste test. I put a little soup in the bowl here, the little sample bowl. I'm going to go ahead and taste it. It tastes like it's supposed to, but it needs just a little bit of salt and pepper, not much. So I'll just add it to it. Can you see the pan?
Oh no.
I'm going to grab the salt and pepper. Just a little bit of salt. It's according to your taste. Always have a little sample bowl and spoon nearby for that reason. Okay, we're ready to add some of our sweet potatoes here. Add a little bit at a time. This is a smaller pan. I probably should have used a bigger pan. I'm going to wash my hands. Okay. All right. I shredded this sweet potato. Actually, it was in the freezer where I had shredded it before. So we're just going to add quite a bit there. And then we're going to save some for the topping. And it's just like you would the white potatoes for the Cracker Barrel hash brown casserole. The sweet potatoes work just the same. Just a little sweeter, that's all. And you can always add a little bit of garlic powder so that it's not too sweet. Add a little bit there. Now I'm going to shred this cheese. I think I'm just going to use this amount, and then I'll add some for a topping. And I'll do the two different cheeses together for that. Let's shred some cheese to put in with the soup and potatoes. This is sharp cheddar cheese. Okay, I'm going to be shredding more cheese for the topping along with some extra sweet potatoes. There we go. Shred away. I love this kind of shredder. It is so cool. It's good elbow exercise. Now I'm going to put the cheese in the pan with the soup and taters, shredded taters. And I'm going to stir that together. Then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Spray your 9 by 13 glass pan. Pour the soup in the pan. And just look and see if you might want to add some more sweet potatoes. I still have some that are shredded. I think I'm going to go ahead and add them. For sure. Yeah. And then I'm just going to stir this a little bit. As long as you sprayed your pan, you're good. It's not going to stick. At least it never did for me with the white potatoes. I don't know why there would be any difference with the sweet potatoes, but we'll find out. I've never made this before, by the way. I made something very similar one time. Okay. Then I have some more cheese that I shredded. I mixed mozzarella with sharp cheddar. You can use any combination of shredded cheese that you like. Whatever you like is fine. Okay. Now we're going to put it in the oven. Okay, time to put it in the oven. Oh. Let me adjust this. All right, the casserole's in the oven that I preheated at 350. And it's going to be in the oven for about half an hour. And then about 20 minutes later, it should be ready. But I'm going to turn it up. Okay, so half an hour, 350, 20 minutes at 425 because I want it to get crispy. So that's the plan. So then it will bake about... Oh boy, I got to do my math. Forget this. Oh no, it's a nightmare. This casserole will bake a total of 50 minutes. The first half hour needs to be at 350. Then the last 20 minutes, 425. I want to get it extra crispy. So that's a total of 50 minutes. Check you out in a little while. In the meanwhile, I'm going to do some appetizers up. And here is some biscuit dough from the Red Lobster cheddar biscuits. And I just rolled it out like this. And I have a little ham wrap because the hot dogs are frozen and I don't want to thaw them out. So I'm just going to try something different here. I've never done this. It's going to wrap it like this. Either it will look like a mummy or it will biscuit up. And I'll call it a ham and biscuit wrap. Ham and biscuit appetizer. And I'll bake it about the same time that you would the mummy dogs or the pigs in the blanket. And I'll put a pan with parchment paper when I do that. Okay. I'm probably going to hold off until that's 425. I believe that's the temperature it needs to be. Okay, I turned the temperature up for the casserole up to 425. Now I'm going to put these little ham roll appetizers in the oven on the top shelf. Okay. Actually, they're going to bake side by side with each other. The ham rolls should be done in about 15 minutes. The casserole, let's see here. Oh, it just now heated up about 20 minutes. So I'll be sure, I don't have this written down, so I got to remember it. Good for my memory. Okay. I took the ham roll appetizers out of the oven and they are done. Now, the sweet potato hash brown casserole is still baking. We got about, I would say 5 to 10 minutes. This can cook as long as an hour. I want it to be nice and crispy. But these ham roll appetizers look really good. And my husband should like them. I don't think he's going to say I underbaked the biscuits this time. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to make a sweet dip appetizer to go with some green apple slices. I'm going to use a little sour cream for this. And by the way, this is puree that I cooked up the other day in a short video. A small butternut squash and a small pumpkin. And I roasted them in the oven and I pureed them. I didn't do that part in the video, but I did that later. So it's been in the refrigerator for about 3 days and I need to use this up. It smells just fine. Put a little sour cream. This is real quick. You don't have to put much. Stir it around. Mix it up really well. Okay. I do this all the time with quick dips, usually savory dips, like hummus and things like that. Okay, and by the way, I make a great chickpea dip. And I was going to make that, but my husband's taking a nap, so I can't use the food processor right now. Okay, and what we need now is I need to open a container of brand new nutmeg. Looks like it's a little challenging, so this is McCormick, and I can't even open the lid, so I've got to use a knife for that. We'll see what happens. I punched the holes with this knife. Okay. All right, just a couple sprinkles, not much. Be sure to go light on this. It doesn't hardly want to come out. Like I said, my husband's taking a nap. I don't know if you can hear me or not. I think that's enough right there. You need to go light on this and just mix it together. Then I'll slice up those apples for a sweet dip, sweet squash dip. I took the hash brown casserole out of the oven, hash brown sweet potato casserole, and it is done. It is browned and crispy, and it looks delicious. It's too hot to even think about tasting, though. In the meanwhile, I doctored up this sweet pumpkin squash dip with some more sour cream to make it creamier, and cinnamon, and a little bit of brown sugar because I knew my husband would like for it to be sweet. He's taking a nap right now during halftime. So when he wakes up, I want to have this ready for him. All right, then. The Munchies are finished. And my husband's anxious to, he just got up. He's anxious to get his appetizers. And then we'll save the sweet potato hash brown casserole for dinner later. I'm just going to try an apple with dip, with the sweet pumpkin squash dip. And one of the ham rolls. This is pretty good. It would be good with some mustard or something too. All right then. Please enjoy the game or whatever game you're watching. Go Buckeyes, and we're winning as usual. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you on the next one.
On those little bubble screens on the outside.
One more final cheer. Go Buckeyes!